Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be talking about the topic skill development for economic empowerment. How do we feel when we are out of budget? This condition has been experienced not only by parents, even students too, residing in another state or abroad for higher studies, doing some courses that requires a large amount of money. Even I had the same experience about the situations when we are zero budget. It's quite dangerous that suppose we don't have money for buying clothes, shoes, it's okay, but when you have when you don't have when you don't receive any sums to pay your tuition fees, admission fees, that can disrupt your studies, right? Putting ourselves in the shoes of parents, when the income generation is unexpectedly very low, that will bring awful consequences over the children's schooling studies. This way of declining economic situation can raise problems within the family. Who knows, there might be conflicts between parents, children, and parents. I had experienced my friend. He was really interested in studies. Due to awful financial consequences from his family, although he did very great job from his responsibility, was unable to move to the other states for higher studies. That becomes the problem. There are obstacles that can be overcome. On the other hand, there are other obstacles that cannot be overcome without the involvement of money. So friends, we now understand how important it is. When it's not secure, there can be problems within our family. It can disrupt our studies. So seeing the conditions without a stable economic environment, we will not experience great things in life. So what must be done? And ideas to empower economic development. Firstly, let us focus on the difference between liabilities and assets. Over 70% from every state, regardless of the community, prioritize liability over assets. What do you mean by this liability and assets? When we talk about liability, we basically meant clothes, almirah, TV, vehicles that cannot generate incomes, but still it does consumes a large amount of money for its involvement. On the other hand, what are assets? Example like real estate. In simple terms, printer, taxi where you can earn money, restaurants from where you can earn good incomes. These are called assets. When the assets is secured, with the extra money you can buy whatever you wanted, right? but only a few people realize on how to make a difference between the assets and liability. Even from my own family, we prioritize liability over assets. That's why we are paying in the same levels. We spend more expenditure on food, clothes, and other things that are not meant for the assets. If we keep spending our money like this, prioritizing liability over assets, we are not developing, we are not empowering economic development. What will happen if this is not halted and is inherited by the next generation? We will be in the same stage, and there will be time when we are not able to grapple with the financial depressions. So in conclusion, whatever mistakes we did is already fine because that's past, we can't change it anymore. But in the future, it is our responsibility to look for better assets. There is nothing wrong with enjoyment. There is nothing wrong with having cars, buses. There is nothing wrong with having television, because through which you can spend good times together with family, wives, and children. All these are important assets, but before we are obtaining these liabilities, let us prioritize assets with the outcomes, incomes, extra money we receive from these assets. We can have what kinds of liabilities we want. This way can help us empower economic development.